Because you
Fuck it, we're starting. Fuck you, Noah.
Okay,
No,
okay.
bitch. It's the Animators Podcast.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's the Animators
Oh no!
Podcast.
Oh no!
God damn it!
Oh no!
I've awakened
Oh
the
no!
beast.
Oh no! 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 Oh no!
Okay, I give up. Just please, actually, stop, please. Okay, no, stop it.
Okay. Well,
Well-
you're the one that went bitch.
Welcome to the Animators Podcast again. I apologize for the significant delay between episodes. Between the break last time and this time, I've had a lot of life shit happen lately. And I wasn't able to have it edited out and all that shit. Because I had like no time between everything I was doing, so I was like, fuck it, I'll wait till next Sunday. But whatever, let's try and get the podcast train rolling again, motherfuckers. Because, as always, we have 3 questions, we have a discussion, and we have this week's anime battle, which is... And we have this week's anime battle, which is Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann versus Kiva Andru from Megas XLR. Because it sounded cool. Anyway, for question number 1, what's an anime you thought would be bad, but was actually pretty good? Because I feel like when you watch enough anime, you get an assumption for specific types. You're like, oh, that looks bad. I'm not going to watch it. And then you watch it, and you're like, it wasn't bad. Fuck. For me, I think a prime example is Witchblade. Because it looks like a just stupid fan service kind of anime with, like, you know, boobs and everywhere and everything. But then I watch it and I see an actually touching story about a mother going to great lengths to protect a child that she calls her own. And there's not even that much action in it. In essence, there's actually like a lot of like slower moments, a lot of character moments. The animation's really good, even though Gonzo has had some sketchy parts with animation. I feel like they either put out really good looking stuff like Afro Samurai or really bad looking stuff.
Oh wait, Gonzo.
I mean, they always start their anime with that dramatic intro and then Gonzo in the very Japanese voice.
That studio.
Yeah, they did Afro Samurai.
They did Afro
yeah,
Samurai?
they made Afro Samurai.
From doing the worst version of Rosario plus Vampire.
Oh. Did they animate Rosario plus Vampire?
Yep.
Oh. See? There you go. That's an example of one that looks bad.
No, but it was actually bad. Read the manga instead.
Yeah. But Afro Samurai and Witchblade are pretty fucking cool. Well, I'd actually go ahead and say that Witchblade is better than Afro Samurai because it has a lot more substance. Afro Samurai is a good spectacle, but there really isn't too much to keep you going back to it aside from, hey, look, cool people fighting. And that's cool. And it's nice to see, Samuel L. Jackson in a fucking anime. We'll get to that. But Witchblade is like, it's just like a legit good anime. And yeah, it's got all the fan service and stuff like that. But it's kind of like Kill La Kill in a way. It has more going on than one would think. Although I think that Witchblade has more brains than Kill La Kill, but less fun. Which is why I like Kill La Kill better. But Witchblade is still a good anime. If you're too turned off by the whole fan service stuff, whatever. But if you're going to judge it because you think it's a shameless fan service anime, I'd recommend actually seeing it. Because it is actually legitimately good and very touching at many moments.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. And, finally, a female protagonist who isn't below 18. I think she's 24. Masane is 23 or 24, one of the two. And she's thick. But anyway. Yeah, Witchblade is good.
She's actually older than a high schooler.
Yes. I think the only character who is young is the daughter, and she's like 9. But it never goes to the point, with the creepy anime stuff. It's more like, oh, she's adorable. I love her. That kind of thing. Like, cute kid doing cute things. And being way smarter than she has any right to be, because she wears the pants in this. Seriously, the mom is like, she's like a high school, she acts like a high school dropout. She's kind of can't do anything for herself. Even the point where, like, with Child Protective Services coming off, like, I forgot the daughter's name, but she's like, no, you can't take me away. Without me, Mom can't do anything.
Well,
because she's the one who cooks, she's the one who cleans, she's the one who knows how to buy stuff what they need.
Deus Ex child.
Well, I mean, it's the fact that she's had to live this way for so long that she's become an adult far quicker than she needed to be. But she's happy with that, and she's happy with her mom, and it's really cute. What?
Oh, bless.
Yeah, I will not say anything more because there is some sad shit that happens, but it is good, so I recommend checking it out. What do you guys think? What is an anime that you thought would be bad but was actually pretty fucking cool?
Wow, you tried so hard saying that sentence.
What?
Alright,
I tried hard?
I need to go to my closet for a second to see what anime I have. Do you want to take the reins, Bandicoot?
I guess I will. So I have a love-hate relationship with a specific type of anime.
Harem?
More specifically, the harem anime.
Yeah.
While I do like it to, like, some extent, like, I prefer them in visual novels where you can actually interact with it. I hate it in anime because there's two ways a harem can go. Either the protagonist is dense as fuck and doesn't end up with anybody, or they end up with the totally obvious one. The one that caught me off guard is, Sean, you're gonna have to help me out with this, because I cannot pronounce this anime for the fuck of me. The, Quintessential
Quintuplets.
Yes. Because of one plot point at the very beginning. First of all, they're all twins, so that's already a start. And you get, like, the wedding scene at the beginning. And then it just goes into the actual anime, so you have, like, the hint of mystery. And every time it feels like the first girl that you see, you feel like, oh, she's the obvious one. But once you see his interactions with the other girls, it makes it even harder to like the appeal of the anime is like, oh my god, he does end up with somebody, but who?
Yeah.
Like that's why I like it so. Like I think harem anime is bad in my opinion, but I watch them anyway. But this is, like, one that stands out above the rest because it adds that layer of mystery that I like so much.
I also like the fact that it feels genuine.
Yes, I agree with that, too. Like, fun fact, a week ago, me and my two friends, Jesse and Tony, we were on a car ride heading to GameStop and getting food. And we like to talk about an anime on the ride there. And we brought that up, and we had, like, a whole discussion of, like, I think it's her. And then we're all like, it's definitely not the orange hair one. And then Jesse brings up a good point. No, Tony brought up a good point where in the pictures of when they're younger, they look exactly the same. So I'm like, ah, shit.
She must have dyed her hair.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I thought we knocked out a candidate. I don't think it's her, but you know, it adds for discussion.
Plus, it feels like there's, like, you know, sort of a main girl, but not like a super main girl like some other harem. Like, obviously, in, like, the first girl he meets is kind of like the main girl, but, like, yeah, there's still a lot of characterization for the other ones.
Like, I read the manga, and I'm not going to spoil anything in the manga, but it makes the quote-unquote main girl look less likely as it goes on. So that's why I'm super invested in this story, because I don't know who it is. And I think that's what makes it exciting. It's also a thing where I don't think any other anime could compete with it, because, like, if an anime harem was to do, like, the twin sister thing again, it would just be lazy. So,
that's fair.
Yeah, this one definitely stands out above the rest, in my opinion.
Definitely, I feel like there's other harem that are also really good, like the one that kind of started it all, Rama 1.5, which was just a good fucking show. But I have enjoyed Quintessential Quintuplets. I think I've only seen like 3 episodes though. Did you finish the first season?
Yes, I have.
Ooh,
And that's what got after I watched the first season. That's what got me to finding the manga
Okay.
because
which show?
Quintessential quintuplets.
Ah.
You know, the funny thing is, it's like whenever I watch the anime, I immediately look for a manga because the manga is either more behind than the anime, or it's more in the future than the anime. If that makes sense. Like, I'm stumbling on the words. I haven't had a drink yet, so I'll pass the reign to you, Centaur, while I get said drink.
Yes,
Okay.
go.
Alright, so for my collection, I actually found like 5 animes that I originally thought weren't going to be good, but then the first one is like, do you remember when oh, for God's sakes, do you remember when EA did those like animated movies?
I think.
Yeah, like one of them was actually Mass Effect Paragon Lost.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, originally I thought that was kind of going to be a casting, but it was actually quite enjoyable. You know, the ones I have in my hand are actually King of Bandit Jing.
Oh, I know about that one. I know about. I haven't seen it, but I have heard it's good.
When looking at it, I actually thought it was just going to be like typical shonen fodder, like kind of. But I really like the style of it, and honestly, I find the voice acting so bad it's good.
Oh, so kind of like the first season of JoJo.
Kind of.
For the English dub. I feel like after part 1, everything just gets better and better.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. This boy can fight aliens. It's decent, but it's like only 30 minutes, and it's like almost, and there's barely any animation.
Oh.
But for what it is, it was decent.
Huh.
How much is this again? I forget. I forget how much it exactly is, because most of the DVDs that I think are so bad it's good, I've gotten from the how Right Stuff has their like bargain boxes.
Hmm.
Do you know how like Right Stuff has their bargain boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where most of my like anime like that I think is bad but actually turned out to be good came from, including Cromartie High School.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, that's strange. I want to do a flip side of this question at some point because I feel like it could bring up a lot of discussion. Like, oh, I had such high hope for this anime, and then it sucked. It ripped my heart out.
So you want another rant of SAO?
No. No. That horse has been beaten to death enough. At this point, it's been revived and then just shot and continuously beat over and over.
A bullet in one episode.
Yeah, but this is not exactly an anime that I thought was going to be bad, but it's one that I feel like other people would think that it's going to be bad. Is the Project Echo movies? Specifically, I think what was it? It was one that was like kind of like a spin-off movie. Was it Uncivil Wars? I think it was that. But I remember it's one of those ones that kind of like a cheesy 90s movie with like, you know, some fan service stuff, but it's really fun. I really enjoy it. As well as the other Project Echo movies, which are just really fucking great. They're really good satire. I love how, like, you know, the whole like the bit of like the anime character who's late for school and they have bread in their mouth and they're running. Well, it does that, except for the fact that Eiko is kind of superhuman and she's jumping over buildings and running past cars on the highway. And I kind of and she's dragging her friend who's like literally flying because she's like going at like 30 miles an hour. Because that's like Eiko's thing. She's like superhuman strength, and her rival Biko is like the rich girl, but she's also got like a power suit. And they actually like legitimately fight, like they punch each other through walls and shit. And I like that. But yeah, that's one. But question number 2, if everyone's done.
I guess I'm done. Even though like
I'm good.
Star is also like one that I pulled out. That's like I thought it was gonna be so bad. It was kind of decent, nice and charming.
It's cute, but we're going to something that a lot of people don't think is cute. One Punch Man Season 2. Does anyone in this group or know someone who likes One Punch Man Season 2? I'm not saying no one likes it. I know that there are plenty of people out there, and it's really good ratings on my anime list, but I know critically, a lot of people who, like, are anime critics and such have said it's disappointment. I want to know what you guys think, and do you think the hate that they give it is justified?
I actually have not watched it on Disney's new Hulu.
Yeah, it's Hulu exclusive. I have seen 2 episodes so far. I will say that I am underwhelmed, but I will not say that I think it's bad. It is like a 6 or a 7. I just because like a lot of it has been lost in the presentation. I know, like, Mother's Basement did a video about, like, does animation matter? And good animation matter? And at one side, not always. But the other side is when an anime builds itself off of its presentation, it kind of requires that. Like, Season 1 was very well animated, and it had top-notch production. Madhouse is one of the best studios out there. And JC Staff does good stuff, but it's clear that they were woefully unprepared for this endeavor. And it feels like a part of what made Season 1 really great has just been lost in translation.
Is the story still good?
I think so. I feel like, like, a lot of people say, like, this is one of the best parts of the manga, and I feel like that's being translated all right. I'm only seen the first 2 episodes, but I feel like there could be some good stuff going with the story, which is why I say that good animation isn't always important, because there's anime out there that don't have amazing animation like Steins Gate, but really survive off story and characters and writing. As some people call it, visual radio or whatever. Not always best animation, but you're there for the story and everything. But I just feel like because of the presentation, it just feels underwhelming. It's not bad, it's just not as good. In my opinion. What do you think, Noah?
I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think it's pretty good, honestly.
I mean, I know you said that before, but I want to know.
I don't I understand about the animation shit, but it's like, come on, people, it's not the worst fucking thing in the world.
Oh God, no. There's far. Like I said, it's definitely watchable.
It's the thing that I do that most people don't, even though they say they do, is that they're like, I'm gonna watch this without even thinking about how good the first was animated, but then they completely go back on their word and talk about how bad the animation is compared to the first one. I'm not doing that at all. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of One Punch Man. I really do like it. I read the manga and whatnot. But I think Season 2 is fine. Like, I like it as much as Season 1 in terms of its story. I understand, like, the animation is better in Season 1. I'm not doubting that for a second. But Season 2 isn't animated badly.
It's just subpar.
In fact,
it's okay.
I think Episode 2 is probably my favorite episode in the series.
It's like, whenever I see the animation for One Punch Man Season 2, it feels like it's... Like, a lot of people say, like, animation is terrible, and I'm like, no, there's a lot of anime that have terrible animation. I wouldn't call it good animation, I'd call it right in the middle. I call it moderate.
I would say pretty good.
I would say it's moderate, because it feels like a lot of other anime that I've seen. Like, I feel like a lot of anime these days have, like, a problem, is the fact that it's hard to find a bad, like, looking anime these days, unless you find, like, a shitty studio with, like, no budget. Most of the anime or they overdo their budget, and you go the Overlord route of having, hey, let's cut some corners. But the point is, it's hard to find that these days. People complain, like, oh, the CGI, and I'm like, CGI's gotten better and better. But the problem is, it's hard to find an anime these days that's animated amazingly. Like, I feel like that kind of anime hasn't come out for a bit, save from, like, some of the big names. Like big name studios like Madhouse or like Bones, who put out amazing stuff, but usually you don't find too many others like that. And One Punch Man Season 2 kind of falls in that category of, it's not amazing, but it kind of blends in with all the other stuff. It's not bad, it's definitely passable, but it doesn't do anything to stand out.
It could be better.
Yes, it doesn't do anything to make itself stand out or look, incredible. It just kind of goes to the crowd. And, sometimes that's fine, but it doesn't leave a mark, really. At least in the animation department. Which is, a big part of an animated show. unless it does something stylistically, but it kind of doesn't. So
Yeah, it's no Mob Psycho.
to be fair, few things are Mob Psycho. In my opinion, Mob Psycho is the best best looking animated show in years. Like I love My Hero Academia, but Mob Psycho is consistently beautiful. Like it's up there. Like I think in my review I mentioned it reminds me a lot of No Game No Life because it has that very colorful style to it. No Game No Life is also another one that's really well animated. It just looks beautiful. But like One Punch Man Season 2 just doesn't really have that. So the only thing that really grabs people could be the story and characters. And if you're not in the story, you're only watching it for the characters, and a lot of people feel that's a detriment. But whatever. I don't know. I think it's fine so far. The hate's not totally justified, but I get why people are disappointed. I'm disappointed, but not that disappointed. Personally.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really care about everyone else. I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you let yourself enjoy it. That's fine.
Yet, but I'm just focused on my own stuff at the moment. So
yeah, it's fine if you enjoy it. Like there's a lot to enjoy in it. It's still the characters we love. It's still a fun story. It's just missing some of the presentation that made the first season really enjoyable, which is a detriment. But at the same time, it's not something that kills the show for me and for a lot of other people who give it really good ratings. So. Yeah.
Honestly, if I were to add something, I don't really even care about how good the animation was in the first one because what made One Punch Man was the humor.
Yeah.
And a lot of the most humorous moments in One Punch Man Season 1 didn't even require that much animation.
My favorite is the mosquito, but that's also a bad point for yours because the animation for that was usually pretty good. Like just the slap and like the waves.
I'm talking about like scenes like when Saitama is in like the he's on his way with the other S rank heroes, and then you got like little legal lolly. Her name escapes me at the moment.
Tatsumaki. Well, she's not a legal lolly. She's just a midget.
I know, but she's pretty much like, hey, you're a piece of shit. Leave. And then it just purposely shows like bad animation for her. And he's like,
"Oh yeah, well,
what's with this lost child?" Like,
well, that's stylistic. That's the thing. That's a style thing.
I know, but it's so bad though. But it's funny.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm trying to get this out there, but my favorite moment is actually the Mugen Rider trying to stand up to the Sea King.
That's a lot of people's favorite moment.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that is a really good moment, and it has people crying, and it had me cry too. Not gonna lie, it's just
I didn't cry. I knew he was gonna be alright.
Well, I mean, no, it's not that. It's the ride there. Like he's going to be okay, but it's the emotions that he's feeling, and I love how this brings up a great point for like Saitama. Like he doesn't get happy because of fighting. Like when he goes to Moon Rider and they have ramen, he's happy. You're like, that's how you find happiness in life, and that's really nice. But for what Noah said, like the animation there, like the bad animation there is a stylistic choice, and that's why that joke works. But for a lot of other things, it might not be a stylistic choice if the animation for a certain joke is bad. It's just that it was actually bad. I'm not saying that that's like a thing that happens in One Punch Man Season 2. I'm saying that like there's a difference. Like if it's intentional versus if that's how every other scene looks.
Well, let me try to say this in a different way. Like the joke of the series is that he one punches stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so to me personally, like the moment I'm thinking of the most when it proves my point is like that Beetle guy from Season 1. Like he's like jumping all over the fucking place, it's all impressive animation.
And then
it doesn't really mean much to me when he's just gonna get one hit killed anyway.
True,
Because,
I get that.
That I'm gonna be honest, that's the joke that I actually don't like in One Punch Man is the lol one punch dead. Like that's not funny. Like, what was funny about that scene is when he one punches him. That's not funny.
No, that's not the joke. The joke is the fact that fuck, I'm late.
No. The one punch is totally the joke. Like, it's literally making fun of shonen anime.
No,
Like, that's the joke.
that for lack of a better term,
But
that's not the
what makes it
punchline.
what makes that scene funny is the grocery thing. Like,
That was the punchline, though. That's the joke.
I know, but what I'm saying is that the animation is like. Okay, I'm gonna controversial opinion. I think I think the animation for season 1 is overrated. Like, I tried to keep this family friendly because this isn't my YouTube channel, so I don't want any hate. Except this is Sean, and you're all fucking wrong. No, I'm kidding. But
I wonder if people really like it just because of the fluidity of the animation as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I buy.
Sakuga.
It's just
People call it
I
Sakuga.
don't really care. Like, the reason, like, I like episode 2, season 2 so much because, well, it's got like the animation that, not as good as the first one, but it didn't need to be because all of the jokes don't really require that good of animation.
I get it. Like, it's also the fact that, like, the way things are drawn feels a bit off. Like, Genos' new design and the way, like, the metal shine is, like, there, it just feels off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I would agree with that, but
some of that
very
just
minor.
Yeah, but, like, that upsets people. But I think we get the point. Like, One Punch Man Season 2 is still worth enjoying, even if for a lot of people, something is just kind of missing. But there's also a lot of people who don't typically care about animation. They're not like the Sakuga freaks, who, like, want everything to look absolutely beautiful all the time. I personally love good animation, but I also have a lot of my favorite anime don't need it. Like, Steins Gate and Orange are two of my favorite anime of all time, and their animation is passable. So, yeah. But let's go to question number 3, which I feel like is the hot topic currently. Code Geass.
It would be if we did this like a couple of weeks earlier when you were supposed to.
I know. Shut the fuck up. I want to talk about it. What do you guys think about Code Geass?
I'm actually glad for it because I had the opportunity to actually watch the movie.
I am devastated that this is happening, to be honest. I personally hate the fact that Code Geass is coming back. I've joked all the time that I want Gurren Lagann back, but I've always said if I want Gurren Lagann back, I want it to be a spin-off. The ending leaves off at a good point, and Code Geass' ending is one of the best anime endings out there. It manages to tie up a lot of loose ends. It gives an emotional, impactful ending, and it leaves audiences sad but satisfied. And as much as I think the new movie is probably going to be cool, I can't lie, that movie kind of doesn't need to exist.
I actually watched the movie.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It probably still has all the great writing and stuff, but it feels like it's like saying, remember this big moment? Yeah, fuck that, fuck you, fuck your feelings, watch this. That's what it feels like.
That's not how it's portrayed in the anime.
Well, yeah, but like from an advertising from an advertising point, that's what it comes across as. It feels like a betrayal of the ending.
I think you need to like actually watch the movie.
I know that, but I'm just saying that's like the how it feels. Like I said, the movie's probably great.
It is. I like it.
It does at first feel like a betrayal of the ending. That opinion might change. Yeah, like I said, I didn't watch the movie, but even then, even if we want to justify that movie's existence, I really see no reason for Code Geass in a 10-year plan. On the one hand, I'm like, yes, this can bring back mecha. Code Geass is one of the biggest mecha anime out there. It can revitalize interest in the genre after there's been so many stale and just non-winners. And the best thing that we've had was Gridman, which was a moderate success. It was good. People went crazy over the fact that, like, we have a good mecha anime again. But that's all it was. Good. So I get, on the one hand, it'd be amazing. But on the other hand, this could mean Code Geass just becomes Gundam. And we already have decades of Gundam. So I really see no reason for that.
May I say my point?
Sure.
All right, DC did this the whole like 10-year thing, even though trying to like a universe thing. They did that and sort of failed. Universal tried to do something like this and failed. Destiny is doing something like this and is rocking. Anthem is doing this and currently in the hospital on life support, but their parents are neglecting them.
I think what you're trying to say is everyone who attempts this.
Accomplish this.
I think what.
Accomplish this because like if they fail, holy shit, it's gonna go bad. It's gonna go bad fast, and probably also ruin the little bits of Code Geass that's, out there and everyone praises. I haven't seen Code Geass, I will admit that, but I do not see this 10-year plan with big air quotes as a good thing. I actually see this as a bad thing, as something that's like doomed to fail kind of thing.
The only 10-year. Wait.
They aren't like they aren't like other video game stuff, but at the same time, all I see is doom after seeing this repeat over and over and over. And the only one that has accomplished this is Marvel, and I don't know what the heck they're going to do after.
Don't spoil it.
No,
I've seen it, but no one. You don't know how.
Stop it. But after Endgame, where will they go? I don't. And
well, they have comics to. The thing about Marvel is they have comics to go off of. The thing about Marvel is they have comics to go off of. Code Geass has nothing. And here's another thing that I'm.
DC has comics to go off.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Batman versus Superman.
That's fair. That's fair.
Justice League.
That's fair. But Marvel gets good directors. But okay. No, okay, but like, here's another thing that scares me: is the fact that Code Geass is made by Sunrise. Sunrise is usually typically done good animation, but the thing is, Sunrise's claim to fame these days is idols.
Yep.
Idols have killed mecha anime for a lot of people, so I don't know how much of their budget they're going to put into Code Geass. Now, I'm going to say, Code Geass was never the most amazing-looking mecha. It's been a pretty good-looking mecha, but there's definitely other ones out there. Not to mention, I'm gonna get a little controversial here. I like Code Geass. I think it's a great anime.
Wow.
Season 1 is great, but Season 2 was kind of a fucking mess. Season 2 was kind of a mess.
Right.
Like, the ending was really great, but the middle was jumbled. It was well written, but it was jumbled, and a lot of bullshit happens. A lot of really dumb bullshit happens. And there was a lot of filler, oh, who's gonna get the cat who has Zero's helmet? What?
Oh no.
There's literally an episode dedicated to a cat stealing Zero's helmet. And it was dumb. Like, Code Geass is great, but the fact that there's too much detriment that happened in the second season, and I don't know what they're going to do with other seasons. And I feel like they might make some of the same mistakes.
Honestly, I think they're going to make even more mistakes. Honestly.
Plus, I honestly have no fucking idea how you can do a 10-year plan for Code Geass. Because here's the thing. Some people point to Gundam. But the thing about Gundam is a majority of the other series take place in separate universes. Gundam is not like...
Separate timelines.
Separate timelines. Like Gundam is not all the same universe happening at different points in time. A lot of times they're in completely different timelines that don't have anything to do with other series. Yeah, there's a lot of ones that come before, one that come after, and connect, but those aren't always the same, so I don't know how you can make 10 years of mecha without it getting stale.
They can do make spin-offs. They can do it if they do.
Like, that's what I want. Like,
to help to just have gaps in between the main events while also appealing.
Doing the Star Wars approach.
No, I would say more Marvel approach, because the Star Wars kind of approach is not really doing Disney any favors.
Well, the Star Wars approach has been every other year is going to be a spin-off, and and next year is going to be a main series movie.
No, but that's changing after Rise of the Skywalkers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I get that. I get that. I'm just incredibly cautious, incredibly nervous, and I have no idea what comes across. Who knows? Maybe since the anime has come out, it's been a fucking while since the anime has come out. They've been writing. So maybe they do, but I honestly doubt that. I doubt that, because if that has been the case, we would have seen something sooner.
Yeah.
we would have seen something sooner. And I don't know, like, it could work out. Maybe all this nervousness I have is unjustified, and it will turn out to be fucking amazing and revitalize the mecha genre. Who knows? We don't know yet. But I feel like that's not the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
That's like the hoping and praying in me.
At best, they started writing this whole 10-year plan after the movie came out. At best.
I would say, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, it could be good. It could start out good, but it could also go Game of Thrones and kill itself.
Yep.
I've wanted to talk about that. The Game of Thrones fucking bullshit. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but now hearing about season 8, I'm like, I don't want to start because I'll just get disappointed. Because like now the general public knows how it feels to watch something and have the anime catch up to the manga and be like, what the fuck do we do now?
It's just how does it?
The fuck are we gonna do now?
Everything you love just died.
Or becomes evil and kills everyone else.
Oh, that's a common kill.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Game of Thrones did in the last episode. They had one of the main characters suddenly turn evil and pretty much burn the entire city to the ground.
Thank goodness I'm reading the manga.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it could work out, but I don't see it working out personally. I
can't.
Like, if they suggested a spin-off, I would have been like, fuck yeah, go for that, because there's been other Code Geass spin-offs before that, and those are pretty cool.
There has.
I said there has. There's been a few spin-offs, and those were pretty cool. So I'd like to see that, because that could bring back interest. Like, like it's a nostalgic anime, but it's like a fresher take. But it just, I don't know. I don't see it working out personally.
Honestly, worst case scenario, it's going to be right next to Anthem in the hospital room. As Anthem looks over and says, "First time."
But with that out of the way, we're gonna go into our discussion.
Nope, we're not out of the
Oh, okay.
I was patiently waiting for you guys to calm your bitches.
Because it's like you didn't say anything, and I was like, okay, he said his piece, he's done.
I said that I watched the movie, and I wanted to wait until you guys were finished.
Oh, okay. I guess I must have forgotten through all our cautious sadness.
If I didn't watch the movie, I would most likely be in the same boat as you guys.
So the movie ends in a cliffhanger.
Very, very positive I would be.
So the movie ends in a cliffhanger is what you're telling me.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Kind of. Yeah, it does.
Okay. But that makes sense then.
Good.
But here's the thing. Easily, and I don't say this lightly, favorite anime movie of all time.
Okay,
I think
so
it's that good.
that's why I thought.
Really?
Good.
Yes.
Like counting anime movies that aren't tied to other franchises too?
Yes. I do not say that lightly. It's
better than Redline?
What's your second favorite?
Sonic X, obviously.
I will fucking murder you in your sleep. I will fucking kill you. I will fucking kill you. Not a single Ghibli's overrated, but not a single Ghibli movie, really? Redline?
No.
None of those?
No, let him speak.
Yeah.
What was the one that had these people?
That fucking. Okay, but I actually don't have a favorite movie before this because anime movies have always been whatever to me.
How dare you?
I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I'm gonna think like this.
But no, it's not just the fucking movies that are tied to existing shows. It's a lot of other movies because that's basically their fucking version of Pixar and Disney.
Yeah, I know. But it's really hard to talk about this without spoiling.
Oh my god, he's here.
Yes.
You missed the last three questions.
Go.
Sucks to be you.
Go. No. So.
Don't worry, Matt. I'll give you a quick chance to answer all three quickly after Noah's done.
Okay. I think it's a great Here's the thing about the movie. I'm gonna try treading without spoilering anything.
You gotta spoil the
Okay,
ending
so-
of the
so
fucking
you guys
series, though.
basically know Lelouch comes back, right?
Well, it's
Like,
called
Yep.
it's called the fucking Resurrection. I
No
fucking
one
would
ever
have
dies.
guessed.
I know. I just want to make sure you guys can read. But,
Fucking asshole.
but,
Lelouch of the Resurrection. Gee, I wonder if he comes back.
but
What does resurrection mean?
Anyway, I actually like the reasoning for his resurrection is very real. I'm just gonna say that,
The world goes to shit.
like it doesn't start off with him being a badass. I'll just say that. To the point where if you see him in the state that he's in the beginning of the movie,
Well, he was dead for years. I wonder
you
why.
might shed a tear. I did.
He was dead
like-
for years. I wonder why.
Yeah, this is a point where I really want to shut you up and just tell you what happened, but I'm not going to.
Well, I want to see the
Like,
movie.
I feel like everything was as perfect as it could possibly be. The ending is fantastic, even though it ends in a cliffhanger. And well, I have faith if they can produce quality product like this movie, I'm not worried at all. But we've seen like not just anime companies, but like video games, TV shows. I mean, fuck, we just talked about Game of Thrones screwing the pooch.
Yeah,
So
it's not hard to do.
It's possible. But
It's-
from what I've seen, I have faith.
Like I will say this: it's not difficult to fuck up a good plan. It's not difficult
I
to
know.
fuck a good
But-
plan.
But I really love this movie, and if like the whole 10-year thing, okay, at the end of the day, we are all consumers. As
Yes.
long as they give us a good product, who fucking cares? I do agree it's easy to fuck up, but until they've proven to fuck up, I'm gonna let them have my faith.
I'm hopeful but scared. Very,
I'm glad
very
that
scared.
The fact that the movie for you actually gave you faith that this 10-year plan will be successful, that's a statement. That's a sign that, like, yes,
It
this
could
can happen.
it could
This
work.
was actually a good enough product to make me invested in the franchise again. Something that, like, this shit that I listed off earlier, none of those really... Even, like, Iron Man, I never believed, oh, this is going to spin off into a cinematic universe.
No one did.
Yeah. But
And it was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
but
one was like, oh, Sam Jackson appears at the end. Yeah, that's gonna lead to more movies. And then it did. And they were like, oh. Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, if Code Geass can do it for you, I might actually give the show once and then get the movie once. I don't think the movie will be like as high on my like anime movie list because I've seen so many good movies these past
Honestly,
few
it
years.
depends on how much of a fan of the show you are.
I'm a
I'm just
good
gonna say
fan,
that.
so.
Okay,
But there's other movies that I'm
I'll
connected to.
definitely check it out now.
It's a good show. I will say it's a good. It's available on Netflix now. It's now on Netflix. Like it's now on. I will say though, the second season does kind of do some things that will probably piss a lot of people off. I know it pissed me off a lot. I was like, what the fuck? Like that. But it does have a very good ending. You know the ending now, so you know. But to be fair, I knew the ending too going into it. So you don't need to not know the ending for it to be impactful. But yeah. Anyway, Matt. Oh God.
And he's gone.
There he is.
Hey,
Bitch.
Jack, and now he's gone.
Now it's your time. Now it's your time to shine. First, I want you to very quickly name an anime that you thought would be bad but was actually good.
There we go. Alright.
Oh God.
All right, Shadow. I want you to very quickly tell me an anime you thought was going to be bad that turned out to be good.
Oh, so mine is my go.
Come on, buddy, you're on the clock.
TikTok, motherfucker. You haven't even gotten to our discussion yet.
Saying that like was gonna be bad, but then it wasn't.
What was bad?
And I really thought there was just gonna be like the Walking Dead, basically.
What was bad?
Oh, High School of the Dead?
Oh, okay. No?
No.
What did you say?
Obviously, you said Backstreet Boys.
So I said Attack on Titan.
Why would you think it's like Walking Dead?
Because people die.
That's true, but a lot of people die in other things. I mean, okay, I guess that's it.
I thought like that is because I saw like these like giant and like naked and naked like zombies. These like terrorizing the place and them like trying to like survive and build up like a safe.
Okay, I get it.
Safe,
Well, like,
safe,
all right,
for them.
all right, I get it. But we Matt, Shadow, we need to make sure this episode isn't too long. We need to quickly answer this shit.
And I'm gonna they pretty much like do that too. So I'm
Okay.
like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be like that. But then I watched it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, question 2: do you like One Punch Man season 2? And do you think the hate towards it is justified?
Yes, and I do not think that the hate is though.
All right, that was fast. Now, what do you think about the Code Geass 10-year plan?
I don't really care for Code Geass, but I did watch it, and I think it was okay. So I guess this is good.
All right, that was fast. Now we're going to our discussion. Now he's up to speed. Now we're good. Let's talk about America's influence on anime, and I'm starting with Samuel L. Jackson. Because fucking Afro Samurai. Because like a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Sam Jackson did write the story for it, and I think he went to Gonzo to talk about it. Like he was I believe the anime is specifically available in English. It started out that way. So it's clear that, like America, for years have been going towards anime. But we also have to look at shows like My Hero Academia because...
Anime.
Bitch! Because if you look at Japanese superheroes, they're excessively different than... I swear to God. Stop it. If you look at Japanese superheroes, they're excessively... Why do you keep interrupting me?
Because you do it to everyone else.
When you look at Japanese... Oh my God. It's the same sentence. When you look at Japanese superheroes, they're very different than American superheroes, and it's clear that My Hero Academia takes a lot of inspiration from American comics. As well as other shows similar to it, like One Punch Man, which doesn't feel like a Japanese superhero show, but more of like a anime made off of American-ish superheroes.
I do agree with the heroes of Japan being different from America. Just look at Japanese Superman.
Shut up.
Shut
up. Shut up. Get out of my fucking house.
I ain't in your house.
But you're right. Like, they're very different. But like, do you think there have been like a lot of other American stories and such that have influenced Jap? I mean, I went to Witchblade earlier. Witchblade was not an original Japanese anime. It's actually an American comic, and they made a Japanese anime off of it.
I was actually going to bring up one. Have you guys ever heard of Dirty Harry?
No.
I've heard of it.
Clint Eastwood.
I know Clint Eastwood.
No, I have never heard of that.
Okay, Hup. Am I getting the name of it right? Yeah, Dirty Harry. Honestly, I think its influence of influence that movie actually carried over to City Hunter. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
Oh, City Hunter. Hold up a second. Let me.
Never heard of it.
I do know that there's a French live-action movie that actually was released this year. Actually, it looks really fun. We really want to check that out sometime. But hold a second. And this is City Hunter. It's an old series. Started back in like
1985 to 1991.
Yep, and it was under Jump Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think this, along with many other like films back in the 70s and 80s, American films, inspired a lot of Japanese stuff, including Mad Max when it comes to Fist of the North Star.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because Fist of the North Star does feel like a lot like a Mad Max kind of world.
Yeah.
Another thing is like if you've seen Black Lagoon, it feels a lot like an American action show, because like it has like the crime and drugs and stuff, and doesn't really have a Japanese stamp on it. Whenever you think about it.
So I think have a CD Hunter actually, like from that Shonen Jump game.
Oh yeah, he was in Jump Force.
Yeah.
The new one?
Yep.
Oh.
And Josh
Rest in peace.
he has the ultimate special. Like just so.
We already talked about that game, and we've come to terrible conclusions. Anyway.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, anyone who looked forward to Jump Force.
Like his super and just.
Don't worry, there'll be Jump Force 2, Electric Boogaloo.
God damn it.
We're gonna get Jump Force. We're gonna get Jump Force Victory versus Plus.
Excellent.
Yes?
Someone just saying I want that his soup was good.
Oh, okay. Yes, cool.
Yeah, back on topic.
Yeah.
Anime battle. What do you think, Shadow? His
No,
super's cool. Excellent job, Shadow.
We're not even doing the anime battle yet. But, it's hard to deny the fact that America is essentially the entertainment powerhouse of the world. Like, when you think about, when you talk about movies, a lot of other foreign people have seen American movies, but I don't think a lot of us have seen foreign movies outside of Japan. Like, have you seen any German movies? I don't think so.
Nope.
But I can guarantee you a lot of Germans have seen some fucking American movies. In fact, I think there was a German YouTuber who was on one of the who was on a talk show, one of the Tonight shows, and I don't think it was John Oliver. I can't remember who it was, but he was on the Tonight show, then he left and had Conan. He was on Conan. He was talking about have you ever seen American movies? He's like, yeah, I love Die Hard, and he said the Germans are always the villains. And he's like, yeah, have you seen what we done? And then he asked, so who's the bad guy in the German movies? Germans. but that's my point. That's my point. Like a lot of people outside of America have seen American movies, so it's clear that Japan has also seen American movies too, and American shows, so they've definitely taken inspiration from us.
I just thought that they taking inspiration from the animation.
The what?
Japan's animation.
No, I mean I know we've kind of copied their style, but I mean when America influences Japanese stories, a lot of superhero anime these days, feel kind of more Americanish because they've been inspired by Marvel and DC comics, and even to the point to where even to where some anime kind of derive themselves specifically based off of lore from other countries, kind of like Fullmetal Alchemist. It definitely doesn't feel like a Japanese show because it kind of takes lore from multiple different sources and makes it into its own.
That instantly reminds me of D&D.
Kind of. Even even to the point where several isekai are inspired by D&D. I think the writer for Goblin Slayer said that he was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, which, lo and behold, was made in America.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, D&D has inspired a lot of other shows like that too, because it has a very good thing for isekai, as well as I think a bunch. Oh wait, no, I was gonna say a bunch of games, and I was like, oh wait, no, probably not, because most RPGs are Japanese. Trying to think of other stuff. And I'm pretty sure there are probably anime out there that feel like Avatar. Or was it? Oh, I remember I saw it said of The Last Witch, and it was about a witch kind of in a World War II scenario outside of Japan. I think she was British. like, or the British equivalent in this world, or like Noah's favorite anime, Tanya. So, Tanya the Evil. It's definitely not Japan. I don't know. I'm trying to think of stuff. I thought this would be a cool discussion, and I can't think of anything. Are you guys alive?
I'm alive. I'm letting
Okay.
you speak.
All right. Do you have anything? Do you have anything? Do you have anything else?
I mean, oh my god. So it's also been so that, oh my god. Oh, that's also been influenced by Japan's
Yeah, I know
and,
Japan has influenced America, but that's not what we're talking about.
it's what I
Welcome back. Do you have anything to add to this discussion?
Yoko's hot.
We're not talking about that yet.
Hello.
Okay.
That's very true, but we're not talking about that yet. We're talking about America's influence on anime.
Oh.
oh my god.
Because I was saying how it's impossible to deny America is like the entertainment superpower of the world. So it's good that a lot of Japanese people have seen American movies.
Oh, they've been influenced by that.
So what do you think? What do you have? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
All right then, we're going to an anime battle. Fuck it.
I don't even understand the question.
We're going to an anime battle. Fuck it. It's Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann versus Kiva Andru from Megas XLR. I chose these two characters because they're both from Mecha. They're both the smarter of the two idiots that they have to work with. They both use weapons and hand-to-hand combats, and they both have piloted the mecha. And they're both more familiar with the mecha when they arrived than the two characters who end up piloting it for most of the time. They actually have a lot of similarities. Now, to the surprise of no one, I am, of course, going with Yoko because I am incredibly biased. Excessively biased in the fact that she's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Of course,
But I'm curious. I actually don't. I have one figure of Yoko as Miss Yomiko and a Yoko mug.
What you picking her?
For some reason, there's saliva all over
But
it.
I watched Megas XLR first, and I knew Kiva first, and I really liked her back in the day. But I'm wondering if anyone is on her side and what your argument is. Because I will go into my argument for Yoko, but I'm curious if anyone...
Megas XLR.
Rip. Has anyone seen it?
No, I have not.
Fuck! Okay!
Why do you think I said Yoko wins fatality?
Okay, yeah,
No,
kind of.
Megas XLR is that, it was written off as for taxes, basically. And you only recently got the rights back to it.
Well, here's the thing about my things. They're both on similar strength levels. Both of them are able to basically kick people and punch people pretty far. I think both Kiva and Yoko have taken on groups of people who are far stronger than them, or at least really strong in general, and kick their asses. And even if I'm assuming that Yoko isn't using any of her weapons, there's one thing that kind of puts the hat in Yoko's favor far too much, I will admit.
She's a very well-known anime waifu. Case closed!
No. During episode 13 or...
Objection!
No. Was it episode 12?
Overruled.
I think it was episode
Take
12.
that.
It was episode 12 when they were going to fight Sito Mandre, and they're basically in the sky trying to get to the fortress they had in the air. And they were fighting Viral, and Yoko kind of opened the cockpit to fire her rifle at Viral's cockship.
Cockpit.
The cockship. I can't fucking remember. At Viral's ship. The Gundam. Gundam? God damn it! I'm a disgrace to all Gurren Lagann fans! I'm gonna kill myself. I'll be back.
Thank you for watching
To the
this
gunman.
podcast.
To Viral's gunman,
Anime
Enki.
Ninja's last...
She basically opened... Fuck you! Shut up! Okay, she opened the... Stop it! I want to say my argument. Okay, we done? We done. I made it. I fucked up, okay? I fucked up. Go ahead. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I don't even know why we're laughing, but...
Okay, enough, shut up! Can I please say my point?
What did I miss?
I said Gundam instead of gunman.
Oh.
Okay. She opened Gurren's cockpit to take her rifle out and fire at Viral's gunman, Enki. And in that point, he basically punched the ship, and she plunged right down to the ground. And she fell at least, 50 to 100 feet. And it was shown that both gunmen raced towards her. It's likely that Gurren Lagann caught her, but she still took the force of at least 60 feet of straight falling. That would kill a normal person and break all their bones. Yoko was up the next day.
You're going game theory on us.
What?
Oh sit. Nope.
What?
Nope. I'm not doing the game theory. Nope. Not doing a game theory here.
No, I'm just saying that she took she took like half 100 feet of damage.
No, it is movie theory, God.
No, God, okay.
Oh yeah,
no,
that's right.
No.
It's not game theory, it's a film theory. Thanks for watching.
I mean, to be fair, the characters in Gurren Lagann likely have stronger bone structures and muscle structures than humans, as they've survived things that we kind of can't.
Sean, please retort what he just said, otherwise I'll never talk to you again.
They have what? I said they have stronger bone structures and muscle structures than humans do.
It's a cartoon.
Yes, I'm saying that she's fucking more durable than Kiva and
Better
Andru.
bone structure.
I'm saying that she can take more damage than Kiva. She can take more damage than Kiva. There, that's fucking point. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Yoko wins. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, no
if you guys
shit.
enjoyed this video, please go ahead and make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe.
No fucking shit. Fellow.
Hey, wait, I know the definitive answer to this fight.
You're gonna say Luffy.
Who has bigger boobs?
Oh, Yoko, definitely.
Okay, Yoko wins.
Why would you touch boobs?
That's the only way I can contribute to this conversation.
I mean, Kiva has more military experience, but if she can't really hurt Yoko, it doesn't matter. And like I said,
No
Yoko...
one remembers Kiva. She's dead to everyone else.
She's not dead, she's alive. Mega 6 was a really popular show.
She's dead to me.
You know what, fuck it. Alright, whatever. Yoko wins fatality, fucking punches Kiva's heads off, Johnny Cage style. Boom, there you go.
3 times
That's how it
in a
ends.
row.
Is there a 10th or
magically.
20th anniversary box set up?
It's not even it's the new fatality. She punches Kiva and her jaw kind of breaks it and then breaks into her fucking mouth and then punches the head off and throws it.
Oh, we're
And she's like,
talking
"Oh,
about
that's
now?
disgusting."
Has anyone heard about the PTSD? Has anyone heard about the employees getting PTSD?
So if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and check out everyone who has been here for being a total fucking bitch. All of them are always bitches on their channel.
I was the most civilized one here in this video.
Except for Matt, who's just kind of
I
here.
think Sal was actually the most civil for most of it.
Anyway, if you guys have suggestions for battles, questions, or discussions, please go ahead and comment. Leave them in the comments below or message me on Twitter. You can find my Twitter link on my YouTube channel in the top right corner where you can find my Twitter. And go ahead and check out these idiots for whatever the fuck they do.
I'm
Being
still doing shit.
Yeah.
I think.
I like anime.
And that's where we're ending. Bye, folks!
Bye. Have a great time.
Anime was a mistake.
Oh no.
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 Someone
Oh, no.
please kill me.